Welcome everybody to the Elf Commish. I am the Elf Commish. Today we're going to discuss the new Elf season, but first, brief shout out to M1, delicious Bloody Mary to start my Sunday morning, first week of football season. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. So, like I said, just want to go over the league a little bit before I get into my prognosticating. I'm going to also pick a playoff 6 teams. First one I'm going to do is I'm going to go division by division. Those are going to be in separate flips. We'll explain more about that later, and then break down who I think will be in the playoffs, and then how the playoffs will play out, and eventually who will be on the trophy. Just as a little FYI, I do now have a timer, so I will not be using going over my allotted 10 minutes as an excuse as of why a flip has not been done. These are the new digs. I hope you like. Not the greatest background as of yet, but I'm not wearing a wife beater, and I'll probably get a screen or something. But for now, this is what we're going to be dealing with. A lot of so far. Early in the morning, just woke up. Got to get used to the flipping you off for real, so it's going to take a little while. But just to set you up, this is my Sunday morning. It's raining outside. It's at breakfast, Bloody Mary. Giants game in a few hours. Start of fantasy football season that I just really can't wait for. So let's get into what the L is. Again, the L is 11 of my closest friends, 12-team league. It's been very competitive. This year is the 2010 edition. We had a draft, 15 rounds. Some people were able to make it. We had a great time. Some were not. I don't have any video for copyright reasons from the draft. Was not able to get releases signed by everybody, but there was a hidden camera, so if anybody does want to see, how foolish they were acting, we'll get to that. Great draft. Some people weren't like I said here, but all in all, I liked how the draft went, and the early eye test when I was just looking over the teams to see who I thought had the best team. Early eye test, it looked like Enoch's team was sitting pretty with that draft, and again, he did some of the draft in transit, which is a specialty of his. There's a little caveat to this day. I swear the server at Anissa last night looked exactly like Enoch, but I digress. So, obviously, both leagues, AFC, NFC. Player position is standard. We had a little debate going into the draft if we should have a flex and eliminate a kicker or what, but kept it normal. Next year, if we want to revisit it, we'll revisit it earlier, so we can have some time to plan accordingly if that's how we want to handle that. But again, quarterback, 2 running backs, 3 wide receivers, tight end, kicker, defense, and then a bench. We don't do lineup blocks for first game. Most leagues now do 5 minutes before each game, which I like. It's a $100 league, but it's monopoly money, not real, so don't worry about it. We have playoffs lasting up until week 14, then we have playoffs. I just want to go over scoring a little bit with you. I tweaked it a little bit. It's pretty normal to what your standard leagues are, but with a little Elf Commish touch. Field goals, 3 points. Obviously, you get 2-point bonus if it's over 50 yards. Fumble, -2. 2-point conversion, 2. Interception, -2. Passing TD, 6. And then for quarterbacks, passing yards, it's 0.05 for every yard. Keep that in mind. We also have 2 points for 2-point conversions for receiving. A receiving touchdown is 6. They get 0.1 points for every 1 receiving yard. They also get a point reception. So obviously people put wide receivers in this league at a premium. Then we have the rushing, 2-point conversion is 2, 6 for a touchdown, 0.1 for every rushing yard, and 1 point for extra points for the kickers. The defense is a little bit different. We have 2 points for a fumble recovery. We have 2 points for an interception, 6 points for a team defensive, like a defensive touchdown. And then depending on points, 27 and below will get you a few points, depending on what bracket you're in. It can be 8, 6, 4, 2. Then yards allowed is also, points. It's anywhere from 0 to 299 to get points. Anything above 300, adios, no points. And then I just want to break down the leagues before we get into telling you who I think is the best. We have the NFC division this year, which shakes out to be SBU All-Stars 2, owned by Michael Creighton, Miami Vice, owned by the one and only Don Johnson, aka Matt Miller. We got the Garys, owned by Mark Christina, Gansett Gunts, Brendan Prest. The 5th team in the division are the Dro Smokers, Drew O'Neal, and then the 6th team is the Elskamish, Click Clack. The AFC division shakes out to be Team Tunzo Buns, registered trademark. That is Peter Holman. Ari's All-Stars is the 2nd team in that division. It is owned by Brad Davis. We have the I Squad, owned by Joe Enoch. We got the What the Fuck is a Duke Dog, owned by Kevin Bloom. We got So Back, Eric Bowden, and Crazy Legs, Greg Birdie. I'm moving a little bit here because this chair's on wheels and the floor is wood and it's might be slanted. Maybe I'm leaning. Lean back. Alright, so those are divisions. Today is week 1. I'm excited to get it started. I mean, I'm sure everybody else in the league is as well. We are T-minus about 2 hours away from some serious, or less than that. We're about 1:45 away, and personally, I just can't wait. It's 11:12. I've missed about 12 minutes of NYC channeling football Giants pregame that I've never been a part of. So I'm just going to holler at you in a few minutes. But for now, I'm going to go watch some of this Giants. I'll be back. We'll talk. Prognosticate. Adios.